President Obama spoke to some of these issues. This clip number one, Danielle, this is President Obama saying that the shootings, both of, now this was a speech he gave, I believe, on Thursday. So this was before the police were shot. And he was speaking of the shootings by police of black men who are not apparently representing an immediate threat to the police. He said that they're not they are a symptom of a larger issue. Here he is.
All of us as Americans should be troubled by these shootings because these are not isolated incidents. They're symptomatic of a broader set of racial disparities that exist in our criminal justice system.
And then he lays out exactly what those racial disparities are and how they play out. And see, his statistics somewhat, at least in one point, somewhat conflict with this article in today's New York Times that I started out ranting about. But anyhow, here's the president.
And I just want to give people a few statistics to try to put in context why emotions are so raw around these issues. According to various studies, not just one, but a wide range of studies that have been carried out over a number of years, African Americans are 30% more likely than whites to be pulled over. After being pulled over, African Americans and Hispanics are 3 times more likely to be searched. Last year, African Americans were shot by police at more than twice the rate of whites. African Americans are arrested at twice the rate of whites. African American defendants are 75% more likely to be charged with offenses carrying mandatory minimums. They receive sentences that are almost 10% longer than comparable whites arrested for the same crime. So that if you add it all up, the African American and Hispanic population, who make up only 30% of the general population, make up more than half of the incarcerated population.
You know, part of that is just good old-fashioned racism and the structural racism. And part of this is this cultural issue that I want to get into in the second hour. But let's work through this first. And we've not, I mean, this isn't the first time, right, that we've had this conversation. Bobby Kennedy tried to start this conversation. And this is Bobby Kennedy. This is after the death of Martin Luther King. Back in, what was it, 1967, as I recall? 68? It was 68 that he died, that's right. Here is Bobby Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, speaking on racial justice after the death of Martin Luther King.
What we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the United States is not hatred. What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another, feeling of justice toward those who still suffer within our country, whether they be white or whether they be black. We can do well in this country. We will have difficult times. We've had difficult times in the past, but we will have difficult times in the future. It is not the end of violence. It is not the end of lawlessness, and it's not the end of disorder.
Yeah. So, no, it's not. It's not the end of violence. It's not the end of disorder.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.